Animal Farm by George Orwell. At first glance, this book looks like a simple story about animals. However, this book, written in 1945, is a brilliant political satire on the Russian Revolution. The story is about power, politics, corruption, and human nature. The plot. The story takes place in a farm named Manor Farm. The farm has all types of animals like pigs, horses, dogs, and the farm is owned by a person named Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is a careless owner who doesn't take proper care of animals. Animals are tired of his mistreatment. Inspired by the dream of a better future, they rebel against Mr. Jones and take over control of the farm. They rename the farm as Animal Farm. Animals make up 7 rules which every animal must follow and displays it in the farm. A wild boar named Napoleon becomes the leader of all these animals. Initially, the animals were very happy, but as time goes on, some animals become more powerful than the others. If you haven't read this book and wants to have a spoiler free reading experience, I would request you to stop here, read the book, and come back for the review because the remaining part of this video has some spoilers. Finally, all the 7 rules are rewritten into one single rule. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Story of Animal Farm, as we discussed, is a political satire on Russian Revolution. People of Russia were starving and were not happy under the rule of Nicholas II, Russian emperor. During this time, socialist groups called Soviets under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin grew in power. A civil war took place and Soviet Union was formed, taking over control from Nicholas II. Joseph Stalin took over the leadership of Soviet Union when Lenin died in 1924. Stalin ruled Soviet Union with absolute authority. Was Stalin's rule better than Nicholas II? Well, under Stalin's rule, people were sent to forced labor camp and died due to hunger. So ultimately, under both the rule of Nicholas II and government of Stalin, people suffered. Characters. Even though animals, all the characters in the story are memorable, each animal represents a person you end up seeing in the society. Mr. Jones, he is a careless owner who neglects animals. He represents Nicholas II, who is thrown out of the farm by animals. Napoleon. Napoleon, the wild boar, who is the leader of all these animals, represents Joseph Stalin. He represents Joseph Stalin, who uses violence and public executions to eliminate his opposition. Boxer. Boxer is a horse and he is the most hardworking animal in the farm. He represents the ordinary working people who built Soviet Union. He is physically the strongest animal in the farm, but politically the weakest because he doesn't question leadership. The book is less than 150 pages and is a very easy read. If you're someone who is interested in history and psychology, this is a must read. Even kids can read this book as an animal story. Orwell perfectly describes in the story how dictatorships are formed. They are not formed overnight, they are formed bit by bit by exploiting trust of people. If you have read this story, please do share your comments.